All right, let's switch gears to the two big cases we've been following on the show, both in the headlines because of the shocking young ages of the accused in one and the convicted in the other. First, let's start with the murder of 18-year-old Anna Kepner. Her body found stuffed under the bed of her stateroom aboard a Carnival cruise ship back in November. Anna had been sharing that room with her 16-year-old stepbrother, Timothy Hudson, who has since been charged with first-degree murder and aggravated assault. Despite the seriousness of the accusations, Hudson has so far been allowed to remain free ahead of his federal trial. Today, a federal judge allowed him to stay that way while he considers the arguments made in court. It's unknown when the judge will make his final decision. That second case today is that of convicted murderer Mackenzie Shirilla. Shirilla is serving 2 concurrent sentences of 15 to life for killing her boyfriend Dominic Russo and his best friend Davion Flanagan by purposely crashing her car into a wall at 100 miles an hour. Shirilla was only 17 years old at the time. Netflix's new documentary, The Crash, has brought this case back to the forefront. And now never-seen-before text messages obtained by TMZ are giving a snapshot into Shirilla and Russo's strained relationship. Some might even point to Shirilla's defense that a medical condition caused that crash. Shirilla told Russo in one such message just weeks before the crash that she was struggling with, quote, blackouts, and that she was, quote, scared it's just going to get worse. Russo wondered if she was vitamin deficient before the conversation turned into an argument. Eventually, Shirilla snaps back and says this, quote, keep treating me like this, see where that gets you, end quote. Then just days before that fatal crash, more texts between the young couple reveal that Shirilla accused Russo of trying to harm her, writing, I'm very okay, and you trying to kill me again. And she demanded examples of reasons he loves her. This all comes out after Russo tried to end the relationship in the weeks leading up to his death, writing in part, there isn't much time on earth, you know. I'd like to think we could stop fighting, but it's a breakup fight every week. Neither of us deserve that. Joining us now to help us break it all down is Judge Tarlika Nunez Navarro, a former judge, prosecutor, and criminal defense attorney who is currently the dean of St. Thomas University College of Law. Judge, good to see you again. Welcome back. I read these text messages, and we're going to get to them in a moment. I want to start with Anna Kepner's case. Are you surprised that the judge pushed off a ruling today and her stepbrother is still on the street, still in the public?
No, actually, Hannah, good evening to you. I'm not surprised at all. I think it's prudent on behalf of the judge. As a former judge myself, that's something that I would do. I think he's looking into the U.S. Marshals and seeing whether or not they can accommodate him in the Middle District, which makes a lot of sense, so he can be closer to the family and then protected, of course, from general inmates in Miami-Dade. So it makes sense to me.
The judge said he wanted to speak with the U.S. Marshals Service about detaining Hudson closer to his family, like you mentioned. So from what I'm hearing from you, Judge, this is typical, especially for that age, or is it special treatment because he's 16?
Well, not necessarily special treatment yet, because the judge has reserved ruling. He's looking into it. He's going to talk to the marshals and see if he can be placed probably somewhere closer to the family. So I think it's a bit premature to say that this is special treatment right now. I think once the judge rules, then we'll have a better understanding at that time.
With that said, the case has been transferred to adult court. Hudson is charged with murder and aggravated assault. He has a monitoring device. Is this pretty common to have adult charges for a crime like this for a 16-year-old?
No, this is obviously very atypical, especially in federal court, with charges as serious as this, as first-degree murder and the sexual allegations that go along with it. You would have them most likely detained pre-trial, and you would not have the monitoring that you see here. But like the judge said, this is a unique and different case. We have a minor in federal court. Federal courts don't see minors often, so I think they're just taking all steps necessary to make the right moves here.
Where do you see this landing, Judge? Will prosecutors ultimately get their way?
Well, it's not about prosecutors getting their way. As a former prosecutor, you know, we always wear the white hat, so it's about justice. And the prosecutors have the burden to make sure the community is safe, and the judge has that burden as well to make sure that the community is safe. This kid is living with family members. He's already been accused of killing one. And so, you know, in my opinion, I would make sure that he's behind bars as soon as possible.
All right, let's move on to the Mackenzie Shirilla case. Those text messages we were talking about blacking out are surprising. I think a lot of us did not know about the medical condition she claimed to have. Shirilla's defense for that crash was that she blacked out. Do these texts give credence to that, or do you think this could be part of her premeditation?
Absolutely. I think these texts are great from a defense perspective. If I put on my defense attorney hat and I'm talking about to a jury, whether or not, you know, was she blacked out at the time? And now we have text messages 2 weeks earlier saying she's talking about blackouts. I think this is very beneficial for the defense.
Russo's text to Shirilla seemed to show a different level of maturity. As I was reading through the text, I thought, okay, his responses were pretty mature. But Shirilla did accuse him of trying to hurt her at one point. How does a judge weigh that portion?
Well, as a judge, you know, you don't get caught up in the emotion. You're taking the words verbatim and you're looking at both text threads and seeing, you know, whether or not you know, like you said, his texts are a little more mature than hers. But from a defense perspective here, especially, this is something that a defense attorney would grab onto. Was he trying to kill her in the car? Did he grab the steering wheel? So this gives all new light to the facts in this case. It's interesting to see where this will go.
One thing that a few of us were discussing today is how Shirilla waived her right to a jury trial. She opted for a bench trial. Do you think that was a mistake?
I hate to play, you know, Monday morning quarterback with a defense attorney, but, you know, it's not wise to waive your right to a jury. Judges are incredibly smart and they don't get caught up in the smoke and mirrors that perhaps the defense attorney would be able to get jurors to buy. And you can see it happening in the media right now. So, you know, I don't want to say they made a mistake, but it's not a decision I would make as a defense attorney.
When you hear about the volatility between these two, again, they were both young. Shirilla was only 17 years old. Do you think there were red flags possibly ignored by the parents here?
Hard to say. We have to know what the parents knew at the time, right? We have to know that they were willful and negligent, that they knew about this information, that they allowed her to get behind the wheel of a car. So we don't have enough facts to make that determination at this time, I don't believe.
All right. Yeah, we're seeing video of that car crash. Just horrific to watch. Judge Navarro, thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.